Hello and welcome to Matt's Mosh Pit, and tonight I'm going to be checking out There Is Only War by Amissa. But before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown me and my channel so far. It truly means a lot, and I could not do this without you. So folks, Amissa, I think it's Amissa or Amissa. It's A-M-I-S-S-A. I'm not really sure how they pronounce it. I know they're a band from Stockholm, and how I found them was they actually reached out to me on social media and basically asked if I would do a reaction to their song, and I'm easy. So, no, it's one of those bands that, you know, they're a young upstart band from what I understand, and just looking to get a little bit of exposure. And, you know, I look at it like, you know, so many people have taken a chance on my channel, especially as of late, and I'm eternally grateful for that. And it's been so cool. Just, you know, I think just the power of, I'm learning that the power of asking is very huge, because a lot of times we, you know, put ourselves out there, or we're about to put ourselves out there, but we think, you know, oh, this person's not going to pay attention to me for whatever reason, whether it's I'm too small, and that happens to me all the time. There's so many opportunities where I want something, let's say for the channel, and I end up getting in my head, and I end up second guessing myself, and I think, I want to ask for this, but a record label is going to jump in and they're going to say, no, you're not big enough, and all that kind of good stuff. So I end up getting in my head, and I end up talking myself out of actually putting myself out there and trying. And so, when it comes to new bands, it's the same exact thing. And so the fact that they reached out to me and said, hey, would you, check out my band? I was like, yeah, cool. Let's do this. And I guess the good thing is, as you guys know, this is not my, main source of income. So I understand that there are other channels out there that, this is their source of income. So each video they put out has to have X amount of views, or else it's going to, cause issues with, them feeding their families and all that kind of good stuff. And so they can't take as many chances. They have to be a little bit more calculated as far as, what bands they're willing to put on and all that kind of good stuff. So, for me, I'm not in that same boat. So it's actually kind of cool that I do have an opportunity to, hey, if anybody sees this video and picks up this new band, and I think that's fantastic. So, for the fact that they really just asked, and, hey, Amissa, this one's for you, folks. And hopefully, it's a good song. I have not checked it out, so I really don't know what I'm in for. So we're going to check it out together, and hopefully, it gets some eyes on this band, and, you guys come out of this with, the band comes out with new viewers and new followers and all that kind of good stuff. And we end up finding great music on this channel. So it's a win-win for everybody, hopefully. So with that being said, let's just get right to it. And this is, once again, it's called There Is Only War by Amissa. I like the vibe so far, and I like it's the Cookie Monster vocals, which they work for me as far as that whole like melodic death metal feel goes. So far, I like them. Okay, folks. So that was Amissa. There is only war, and folks, I was impressed. I really dug the vibe. Like that was my vibe. I dug the vibe. So I'm really just kind of curious to know your thoughts, folks, and I hope you give this video a try, so you can actually comment, because I really want to know, because it's also part of this channel too. I know that a lot of you go to the channel because you want to see videos by your favorite artists and whatnot, and it makes perfect sense. But do you want to hear new artists too, and like, bands that are up and coming and all that kind of good stuff? You can absolutely let me know. Just, it's like, no, I want to hear only my favorite band, or, but I think there's also people out there that also want to hear new artists and new bands. So I do think there is, kind of a market out there, but I'm kind of curious to see what my particular audience thinks. Do you want me to, check out new bands like this when they come up, or should I just go the way of, the other folks and say, well, I'm just going to stick with the bands that I'm trying to learn for the first time. So I don't know. It's really, like I said, it's kind of, you guys are just as much as part of the channel as I am. So I really want your input as far as, should we be checking out new bands like this? And I'm excited. I thought they were really good. And like I said, I don't know. You guys know I don't play any instruments or anything like that, so I can't tell you if the instrumentation is good or bad or whatever. I just know that what sounds good in my ears, and so I would absolutely check more out from them based on what I heard from this video. So yeah, I'm really just kind of, folks, I'm just really curious on your thoughts, and yeah, we'll take it from there. And if you're brand new to this channel and you have not hit subscribe yet and you like checking out new music, go ahead and give me a subscribe right now, because that would be super cool for the channel. But also just know that most likely I'm going to be checking out new bands from time to time. So absolutely, it's going to work out for all of us, I should say. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.